it's not. It needs to be just a little louder. Fantastic. Enjoying Ghana? I want to say yay for enjoying Ghana. Yay. Tasted Ghanaian food, yay? Yay. Considering moving to Ghana, yay? I had yeah. Clearly, you're not coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me now to bring the room and to bring our serious aspect of today into motion by first of all mentioning that each speaker, yes, as I said before, has 3 minutes. Kindly, we want to be on time. Please allow me to start off this plenary by introducing from the USA, the Senior Policy Lead, Miss Joanna Lahaye.
Good morning, and I hope to set us off on the right tone, to be short and brief. But it's a pleasure to be here this morning. Thank you to the GFC hosts, all of the various dignitaries who've joined us over the past 2 days, and all of you. I stand here on behalf of our ambassador, who you hopefully got to see yesterday, either up here or in one of the plenaries, as well as our Secretary of State and our President. As a founding member of the GFCE, we are very proud, as we noted yesterday, to endorse the Accra Call. In that spirit, we have equally been a large, long supporter of the GFCE and plan to continue to be one. To give an example, over the past 3 years, we have aligned around $2 million to help support GFCE-led efforts through things like the Women in Cyber Fellowship and the establishment and functioning of regional hubs, be it in the Pacific, the Western Balkans, the Americas, and Africa. All of this is to ensure that cyber capacity building is deconflicted, non-duplicative, and efficiently aligned. This benefits both us as well as all of you. Looking forward, according to the Accra Call, we are very much pleased to announce that we are committed to continuing our work to build global cyber capacity and digital resilience. We have recently committed over $25 million to global cyber and digital capacity building programming under the US Digital DCCP, US Digital Cybersecurity, Digital Connectivity and Cybersecurity Partnership. I just also want to note this includes a relationship and partnership that we have with our colleagues in USAID, our development colleagues, where we are looking to apply $3 million to deliver integrated programming on behalf of the United States that focus on cyber resilience and digital development programming. So with that, I hope this sets the tone and demonstrates the United States government's commitment to why we all are here. And I trust that we'll have a very productive day as we did yesterday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, from BAE Systems, please welcome Mr. Darren Smith, who is International Government Managing Director.
Thank you all. I shall endeavour to keep us on a roll. Thanks very much to our hosts and Ghana, especially for the party last night, which was fabulous. The reason we've gathered here is for BAE Systems and the rest of us to pledge our support to the Accra Call. It's to address the global need to increase resources into cyber capability building. Not because it's nice to have or a new trend, but it's vital for the sustainable development, economic growth, and social progress. These are fundamental conditions that should be available to every person on the planet. Promoting and ultimately achieving sustainable development, economic growth, social progress is a daunting task, and it's far too big for me to cover in 3 minutes. It is a whole of government experience, so we all have our role to play, whether that be industry, third sector, institutions, whatever. But if we all come together, we can meet this shared ambition. But I'm going to cover a couple of quick topics. The first of these is the need for multi-stakeholder integration and threat intelligence. The second, the importance of global industry in developing domestic capabilities. And finally, the need to integrate social values, including gender mainstreaming. Industry has a large role to play in cyber resilience for development. In line with point 13 of the ACRA call, a large part of this starts with the integration of industry as an integral part of the cybersecurity capacity building landscape. It is a challenge that requires the mobilisation of all sectors in society to come together. One way that this is starting to happen is the collaboration on intelligence, sharing for cyber threats and data gathering on their impact. Without the baseline understanding, we cannot collectively appreciate the true situation and be able to identify where we need to prioritise our response, where a common threat picture can promote mutual understanding and possibly lead to shared dashboards, to identify international resources to allow for efficient allocation. Additionally, the collection and dissemination of accurate threat intelligence data lays the foundation for more strategic and long-term cyber capacity building endeavours. It can be used to legitimise issues, build consensus, and justify capability investments. One area that doesn't need any form of consensus building is the need to build our cyber industries. The cybersecurity is a growing market worth $500 billion predicted in 2030. It not only makes sense from a national security perspective, but it makes economic sense and trade sense. So, like many of the challenges we're discussing here in ACRA, it isn't a panacea to everything. It is a complex challenge that existing companies, and especially large corporations like BAE Systems, must play an active role in solving. Industry must work with government to ensure that the cyber capacity building initiatives sustainably develop the industry base in partner countries, knowledge sharing, technology transfer enabled, and ultimately self-sufficiency is achieved. In line with point 11 of the ACRA call, we must enable more marginal sectors of partner nations. We can help develop businesses that can drive their economies to become producers and not just consumers of cybersecurity. The final point I'd like to quickly make is the need for industry to help on social progress. Developing on the principle of the principle 7 of the ACRA call, whether it be along the lines of gender, sexuality, age, we all know that we can plug in these biases if we develop incorrectly. And therefore, we need to work as a cyber community to make sure that we don't have any of those biases within our worlds and that we work for a much more diverse future. All of these roles are just a small part of the role that industry has to play. There is a lot more that can be done outside these, and I'd like to finish with a commitment to engage with the ACRA call that challenge industry to play its role in cyber resilience and keep striving for a safe, open, and ultimately a prosperous digital future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Darren Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, now welcome Mr. Sanjay K. Vyas from India.
Very good morning to all of you. I am Sanjay Kumar Vyas. I serve in Government of India as one of the scientists in Ministry of Electronics and IT. And I would like to talk on the subject of DPI, which is India is at the forefront of leading this initiative. So for the past many years, global cooperation was focused on developing digital infrastructure that can bridge connectivity gaps and promote universal and affordable access to connectivity for all. However, it is equally important to focus on meaningful connectivity where users can be empowered to maximize the benefits of internet, where users can demand services to their problems. Digital public infrastructure provides such platform to users for meaningful connectivity with a large focus on meaningful connectivity and rich experience on DPI. India has actually focused on DPI as one of the key priority areas during its recent G20 presidency. So DPI can be leveraged by both public and private sector to provide innovative solutions to numerous problems of users. DPI offers transformative solutions for delivery of public services, for empowering citizens through digital inclusion. There is enough evidence to demonstrate that DPI implementation can enable countries to leapfrog traditional barriers to a large-scale social and digital transformation at an affordable cost. There has been global recognition of DPI-based approach to the development. The most significant development came in the recently concluding G20 under the Indian presidency. The G20's rigorous negotiations effort have finally culminated in first ever multilateral consensus on the DPI. The G20 New Delhi the leaders' declaration included a unanimously endorsed 3 DPI deliverables, which includes number 1, a framework for building DPI, number 2, mobilizing finances for DPI development in lower and middle income group countries. The third one is the creation of global DPI repository, which is GDPIR, for exchange of information and best practices. The framework shares the underlying design principles integral to DPI and includes non-technology components such as governance and community. The repository is a collection of DPI from all over the world, and financing for LMICs will be done through a social impact fund spearheaded by India. DPI has also seen endorsement at the SCO digital ministers level, the Quad leaders meeting, Indo-US joint White House statement, India-EU Trade and Technical Council, and most recently at the 78th UN General Assembly meeting. These endorsements underscore the relevance and potential of the DPI and emphasize the importance of collaboration with countries and international partners. Our unique digital identity platforms, such as Aadhaar, which covers more than 1.3 billion citizens of the country. We have used the power of JAM Trinity, the Jan Dhan bank account, the Aadhaar, and the mobile to revolutionize financial inclusion in India. The direct benefit transfer of government support is plugging leakages and has saved so far more than $33 billion, which is approximately 1% of India's GDP. UPI has made a major contribution in ushering the digital payment revolution in India. In October 2023, UPI crossed 11 billion transactions. The CoWIN platforms, which was developed as the India's COVID vaccination drive, has helped delivery of over 2 billion vaccine doses, along with the digitally verifiable certificates. The Open Network for Digital Commerce, that is ONDC, is democratizing e-commerce. We have also built Bhashini, an AI-powered language translation platform that supports digital inclusion in all languages. The success of DPI, and also as an example, we can quote UPI, can serve as a blueprint for digital payment transaction in other countries, potentially revolutionizing the payment landscape worldwide. The cross-border interoperability of UPI with PayNow, which is a Singapore initiative, and UAE is already operational, and exploration for similar collaborations are already ongoing. India has entered into partnership to implement the UPI in France, Europe. Additionally, UPI has also seen adaptation in neighboring countries, including Bhutan. DPI holds immense potential, particularly for the LMICs, enabling them to leapfrog development challenges and bridge the digital divide. Moreover, early evidence from the use of DPI suggests that a safe, inclusive, and resilient DPI can accelerate human progress towards the achievement of SDGs. The DPI holds immense potential in various crucial to crucial areas to achieving the SDGs and advancing the gender equality to restoring our environment. So towards delivering the various outcomes, India has developed GDPIR, which is a comprehensive resource hub pooling essential lessons and expertise from G20 members and guest nations. Its primary aim is to bridge the knowledge gap in the choices and methodologies required for design, construction, deployment, and governance of DPIs. Furthermore, our Honorable Prime Minister has recently announced the creation of Social Impact Fund, to which India has pledged an initial commitment of $25 million. The SIF is envisioned as a government-led, multi-stakeholder initiative to fast-track DPI implementation in the Global South. This fund will enable financial support to provide upstream technical and non-technical assistance to countries in developing DPI systems. The SIF offers a platform for all relevant stakeholders, including other governments, international organizations, and philanthropic entities to contribute to this fund and help accelerate the achievement of SDGs in LMIC through the DPIs. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And I thank the GFC Secretariat for allowing us to make intervention on DPI.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay Vyas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a crucial element of our plenary this morning is the signing ceremony of an MOU. And to give you a little bit more context, allow me to bring to the podium Mr. Maktar Sek, Chief of Technology and Innovation Section of UNECA GFCE. Please welcome Mr. Maktar Sek. And he's going to be joined by the President, Mr. Chris Painter.
Good morning. It's a great pleasure to speak after the Indian representative, because India is doing very well on DPI. And it is where the issue of cybersecurity are now. And let me come to Africa. As you know, the digital economy is expected to be 180 billion by 2025. But we have a big concern in Africa on cybersecurity. As you know, the cybersecurity costs 10% of our GDP. How many schools, how many hospitals, how many roads we can build for this 10% of the GDP. And when we talk about access, inclusion, affordability, without securing the cyberspace, we are not going to take profit of the opportunity of this digital transformation. Why? We decided to work closely with GFC to have an MOU to build the capacity for African countries on cybersecurity. As you know, we have a gap of 3.5 million professionals in cybersecurity. And without sorting it out, we are not going to take any opportunity of this digital transformation era. We have 500 million people without any legal form of identity. Means 500 people, 47% of our population is left behind. Not in the development plan, not access to the land, not access to the bank, not access to the public goods. And we need to develop this cybersecurity to protect our citizens. We call at the UN for this global digital compact. And I am happy to have here the Minister of ICT and Digital Economy of Zambia. As you know, we have two co-facilitators for this global digital compact around the world. One, it is the ambassador of Zambia in New York and the ambassador of Sweden in New York. And we are all in preparation to provide input for this global digital compact to be adopted next year in 2024 during the General Assembly. And I call upon all member states to be part on this journey and to provide input. As you know, we need to have an open, secure, and free digital environment, and cybersecurity is a basis. And why today we are happy to have this MOU with GFC to build the capacity of African country, private sector, government, civil society, because we need awareness, people to understand when you are online, what are the key challenges you are facing, and also to fight this terrorism, because a lot of people use this digital technology to attack country and to make some terrorist attack. It is something very important today, and we are happy to have the president of GFC to sign this MOU on behalf of United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. I will conclude by one African proverb to say, if you want to walk fast, go alone. If you want to go far, work together. Let us work all together to make this digital society information happen for African in order to build the future we want for our new generation. Thank you. Let's sign, yeah. Document. Where is the document?
So, ladies and gentlemen, in a few seconds, we will have a significant signing of the MOU. Mr. Painter, your words, please.
Yes, just echoing the words just here, this is an important partnership for us, an important partnership for our capacity building efforts in Africa, so we look forward to it, and we'll be signing that document in just a little bit.
Do you have the documents? Yeah.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Water. Ladies, let's sign one paper.
Also to establish that this is a mere symbolic moment, so the gentlemen will append their signature together. Gentlemen, you may sit down. I understand the anxiety. Okay, so Mr. Sek, you will go first. You will append your signature. And Mr. Painter, you may do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, a round of applause for the symbolic moment, the signing of an MOU. Thank you so much. You shall give it to me. I promise I will keep it safe. Mr. Sek, you can keep my pen, so you come back to Ghana with it. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Mr. Sek spoke very passionately, and indeed, the time is now. The time is to ensure that we leave no individual, no one behind. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our interventions. May I please call Ms. Pei Ling Lee from Interpol to share her words. Pei-Ling, you're coming after the signing of an MOU. You need to look happier than that.
Thank you. Okay. I was told by the organizers that each speaker has 3 minutes, so I'm going to keep my message to 3 key points. Firstly, just to introduce myself. I'm the head of cyber strategy and capabilities development of Interpol, which is the International Criminal Police Organization that is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. As we speak now, Interpol is holding our General Assembly in Vienna, and we have just celebrated the newest member country that has joined the organization, in fact, the 196th country, which is Palau. So we are the organization representing global law enforcement, and under Interpol, we have the Global Cybercrime Program, which is led by the Cybercrime Directorate where I'm from. So back to the 3 key points that I want to make about cyber capacity building. So firstly, we at Interpol, we believe that Cooperation for the purpose of furthering law enforcement objectives will have to be based on the values of neutrality, national sovereignty, respect for human rights, and active cooperation. So, first, cyber capacity building has to be sustainable. It would be less effective if we focus on having one-off training sessions, whereby people attend workshops or attend courses, but months down the road, they may already not retain the knowledge that they have acquired during those training activities. So, in this spirit, Interpol has embarked on training activities in the form of externally funded projects. So one good example is the Cyber Capabilities and Capacity Building Project that is funded by the US Department of State. And in particular, under this project, what we have done is to establish regional expert groups tackling crime concerns in the Southeast Asian region. And so we have 2 regional expert groups dealing with cryptocurrency investigations and malware analysis, which were identified by the region as top cybercrime concerns. And having these regional expert groups, what we have done is to select law enforcement officials from each of the 10 Southeast Asia member countries and to put them through training for cryptocurrency investigations and malware analysis at the basic, intermediate, and advanced level. So just because an official starts with basic training doesn't mean that he will progress all the way to the advanced level, because there is an assessment conducted at the end of each training. And so if an official manages to reach the advanced level and completes the training, then he becomes part of that regional expert group. And the value of this group is that these skilled individuals will be able to share information and knowledge among their community, to provide peer support and mentoring, to further their development of capabilities in those areas. But most importantly, this group can then stand ready to support member countries in the region who need investigation assistance. And this model has thus far been very successful. In fact, the Regional Expert Group for Cryptocurrency Investigations have initiated a project to develop guidelines on the seizing of crypto and virtual assets. And these set of guidelines were recently launched at the Interpol New Technologies Forum in Germany. So we feel that this self-help approach would be more sustainable, but at the same time, under the project that is funded by the US, we have also developed toolkits comprising e-learning modules that deals with seizing of evidence at crime scenes and the obtaining of digital evidence on a cross-border basis. Even at the strategic level, we have developed the National Cybercrime Strategy Guidebook that serves to provide guidance to countries who are developing or refining their cybercrime strategies. So we are looking at supporting member countries at the strategic, operational, and technical level. My second point is that Interpol believes that capacity building must lead to operational outcomes. And on this, allow me to share on another externally funded project, courtesy of the United Kingdom's FCDO. That's called the African Joint Operation Against Cybercrime. So one important activity is the Africa Cyber Search Operation that was conducted by in Tanzania in April, whereby 25 participating member countries took part in the operation, first with a tabletop exercise phase, whereby they undergo training on cybercrime investigations, and then immediately they are able to apply this knowledge in the operational phase. And some successes include the takedown of IPs connected to malicious activities, takedown of darknet sites, and malware hosters. So we are looking to continue the good efforts of these 2 projects. The last point I want to make is that cyber capacity building would require the cooperation by states and other stakeholders. And on this note, we are definitely supportive of the open-ended working group where it states that, states should promote better understanding of the needs of developing countries with the aim of narrowing the digital divide through tailored capacity building efforts. And this is similarly echoed in the ongoing ad hoc committee process to establish a new cybercrime convention. And on these two notes, it definitely underscores the importance of international organizations supporting the efforts of states in capacity building. And so I look forward to further cooperation between my organization and your respective agencies and organizations. And on that note, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kaylin Lee. Please now welcome His Excellency Mr. Claudio Peguero, Cyber Ambassador, Dominican Republic.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. I just wanted to briefly comment that the Dominican Republic attaches great importance to capacity building. And in this arena, we have been involved actively in various capacity building projects for the past 7 years, both as beneficiaries and as partner in hub countries. One example of this involvement that I would like to mention is the Council of Europe's Global Action on Cybercrime, in which we are a hub country for Latin American region, and we have already, and I want to mention this because it was mentioned in a couple of panels yesterday, that this needs to be a sustainable action in time. So we have managed already both to insert into the curricula of our National Judicial School and National Prosecutor School and Police Academy these trainings that we have received through the project with local trainers in each one of those institutions, but also we have engaged at another level, having these judges, prosecutors, and police officers that have become trainers, also delivering training in other countries in the region, thus collaborating as well with our trainings and our experience to the region. Another very good example is, and I believe it was also mentioned yesterday, is EU Cybernet's Latin American and Caribbean Cyber Capacity Centers, LAC4, which was established physically in Santo Domingo last year, but also is delivering training not only physically in Santo Domingo, but also it's bringing the training regionally to other to other countries and beneficiary countries in the area. Another very important area that is now my main responsibility and that we are working on with EU Cybernet is on cyber diplomacy, also on creating these capacities in our national diplomatic school to insert that training and make as many as possible of our diplomats able to engage in these cyber diplomacy discussions, both multilaterally and bilaterally. Finally, I would like to say that the Dominican Republic endorsed and is committed to the ACRA call for cyber resilient development and stand ready to work actively and constructively with our partners like the GFC in this implementation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Claudio Peguero. Now, please welcome Mr. Chris Gibson, Executive Director, Forum of Incident Response and Security Teams.
Clearly, I'm going to try and match these 3 minutes and 3 seconds, which was just spot on. But I've already blown that because I talk too much. So, first, in internet terms, we're a dinosaur. We're 33 years old. We've been around a long time. I've been doing this for 22 years. But our vision throughout all that time has not changed. We believe that the best and the fastest way at present, and remember that, to collaborate and handle and minimize cyber incidents is through a person-to-person network. So the first of our missions, global coordination. You can find a team in every country that can help you find the problem. We want to build a network of certs across the globe in every country. That would give everybody that ability. Pick up a phone, call someone they know that's in their organization and have a conversation about challenges. But it's really important to note that this is not the end. It's not scalable, it's not fast enough. And everyone here will, I'm sure, remember the NotPetya incident. Entire global corporations dead in 2 hours because the systems were the systems talk to each other faster than we can talk to each other. So our second mission, global language, helping incident responders speak the same language and understand their interests and intents and methods. That's the way we need to go in the future. It's about frameworks, it's about training, and it's about standards. Training serves 2 purposes. We learn skills, but we also get to meet people. We build further relationships during that moment. The frameworks allow to build these things in a structured manner, but it also enables metrics, and many people have talked about metrics this week and how we measure what we're doing. These are all really cool things. They're very techie things. We own a number of these standards. CVSS, EPSS is a new standard, the TLP standard we often use for transferring data cross borders and so on. They help us transfer those data, and that will improve how quickly we can respond to incidents. But it's the governance and the controls behind those that are going to be as important. Yes, I can transfer data. That's simple. Am I breaking GDPR laws? Am I breaking, building trust behind machines? Do I know that that machine over there is a machine I can trust? Our community is what helps us build those models in a way that has the governance and the context around it. And having a global community of practicing incident response professionals means we get a useful, but primarily more usable systems that work, that allow us to build for this future of having systems talking to systems. But then at the moment, our community is not truly global. We're in 106 countries now, but that's clearly from Interpol, we're 90 countries short. Now, some of those are going to be a challenge, but there's a lot that we need to be reaching out to make sure we get that considered view from all around the world. So, increasing that community is fundamental to what we do. So, super proud to have joined and signed the ACRA call. I think it's American. As an American would say, and I'm sure you would, it's motherhood and apple pie to us. It's what we do, it's how we work, and we've always done it this way. So we're very excited to sign that and endorse that. But we're super also excited about our FCDO partnership. This is going to help us build communities in Africa, which is a region we just don't have enough teams in. I think we have 15, 16 countries out of the 54. It's not good enough. So we will have someone based in Africa talking to the wider incident response community in Africa who can listen directly to them, empowering them and helping them achieve their goals. This is not us marching in telling you how to do it. This is us working with those teams to understand their needs and what we can do. That will build our wider community. That will allow us to build a wider picture of how to do incident response going into the future. We've got a grant for 3 years. That's a really good thing for us. It gives us a time to build a long-term project, not a short-term in, have a discussion, move out. We believe that's the best way to do it. We've done it before. It's a proven model to us, and we hope to do similar things in other regions around the world. So all I can say is, Chris, thank you for inviting me to Accra. Thank you all for listening to me. It's been a great day so far. I'm looking forward to another one. Thank you very much indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award for the best time goes to Mr. Chris Gibson. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Allow me to bring to the stage from the Cyber Peach Institute, Ms. Francesca Bosco, Chief Strategy and Partnerships. Let's see if she can beat Mr. Chris's time. No pressure.
I was about to say it's a little bit unfair coming after Chris, but I don't take it personally. So, as co-organizer of this unique meeting, thank you all for embodying, actually, the intended nature of this gathering. I'm very proud that we endorsed the ACRA call, yesterday signed, and in line with the principles of the call, let's start moving from words to action. So for actions, we will continue to trace and analyze the cyber attacks against critical infrastructure and critical actors, the evolving threat landscape, and the advanced risk and threats posed by emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, to increase knowledge and awareness of their societal impact via our cyber incident tracers platforms. We will also advance the harm methodology as a standardized way for measuring harm that is stemming from cyber attacks to increase the knowledge of their human cost. This work will inform resources allocation on cyber capacity building and provide means to affirm the real harm of cyber attacks to communities around the world. Next year, we will launch the Cyber Peace Watch, an interactive online platform that provides a publicly accessible baseline of data to understand and share knowledge about cyber attacks, including threat analysis, societal harm, applicable laws and norms, and related paths to accountability. We will also scale our cyber capacity building of the most vulnerable communities to build long-term organizational resilience. The Institute works closely with development and humanitarian NGOs to support cyber preparedness in the face of cyber threat landscape evolution, like AI-enhanced threat and protection under the Cyber Peace Builders program, which assists NGOs to build a cybersecurity capacity through a trusted and dedicated network of corporate partners that provides volunteers and funding to enable the provision of this support, including via the Humanitarian Cybersecurity Center and other initiatives inspired by the multi-stakeholder and public-private cooperation approaches. Lastly, we will ensure needs-driven approaches in further expanding and scaling our cyber capacity building initiatives devoted to NGOs, policymakers, and donors to prepare for the convergence of disruption brought by emerging technologies like current artificial intelligence and future quantum computing ones, tailoring proposed intervention in the local context and working in collaboration with local partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, it looks like we have a new champion. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, please bring to the stage the head of Visa Government Solutions Sub-Saharan Africa, Ms. Phyllis Kamau. Another round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. Thank you so much for inviting Visa, and we are privileged to be part of this conference and the Accra call. I think in context, Visa is a global, card processing company. We process about 14 trillion of transactions each year. And of this, we know that, crime and cybersecurity is a big issue. Institutions lose at least 7 trillion. That's the cost of fraud and cybersecurity. And so these efforts to build capacity is key. As Visa, we have been investing, and over the last 5 years, we've invested 10 billion in technology to boost cybersecurity. And this is important because of the nature of cybersecurity. There's convergence of crime, and as we look at our continent, 42% of our population is below the age of 15, and 42% of these small businesses are owned by women. And you know that the category of youth and women face a lot of cultural and social issues that even make them more vulnerable to cybersecurity. So this rallying call to build cybersecurity resilience and to accelerate actions on cybersecurity is key for us in the continent. And as we join together, Visa is supportive of the initiative to join the Accra call, to which we know and believe, between regulators, private sector, and businesses will help to build the resilience to fight crime, fraud, and build the resilience of cybersecurity. The second critical thing for Visa is the adoption of best practices and standards. I think as part of call of action for regulators and policymakers is to understand the best practices, the best standards, and to adopt best practices to build cybersecurity and resilience. And Visa is always at the heart of leading these initiatives in the countries that we operate, and we've been building best practices and standards for cybersecurity. I think the third one and the last one is building, capacity building. And capacity building is in about 4 pillars that we support as Visa. There's capacity building for our consumers. These are the people that use our services. And, it includes small businesses. And we are working closely with our partners, institutions to support capacity building for businesses and consumers to understand cybersecurity. The second one is regulators and policymakers. I think, as part of industry and private sector, it's our role because we understand technology, we understand how fraud is emerging or changing, and how we can best use technology like AI and data analytics to improve cybersecurity. And so that's key for us to play. So thank you very much. We are willing and happy to sustainably move forward cyber resilience and to support the Accra call. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And as she descends from the stage, Mr. Percy Powley, Head of Program Security and Technology, UNIDIR, will take the stage. Please warmly welcome him.
Thank you very much, and good morning, all. We heard in several occasions over the past few days how important it is to have access to information, whether this information is about existing national cybersecurity strategies or existing agencies and departments, or existing cyber capacity building projects and programs. I'm happy to have the opportunity today to announce a new collaboration between the United Nations Institute for Disarmament Research and GFCE that will foster even greater transparency and information sharing. Both UNIDIR and GFCE for years have been curating two excellent platforms. UNIDIR's Cyber Policy Portal, that you see on the screen behind me, which is the largest open source repository of national strategies, policies, as well as national structures. And GFCE's Civil Portal, that is the reference point for the cyber capacity building community. For the past year or so, the two teams behind these great portals have been working hard together to facilitate the data exchange between these two platforms, and I'm happy to announce that as of next week, almost 900 capacity building projects that are currently available on the Civil Portal will also be visible on the respective national profiles here on the Cyber Policy Portal, with over 2,400 summaries describing the main features of each project, also downloadable in PDFs and available in all official UN languages. And if you want to know more, there will be a direct link to the Civil Portal for more information. I have a 40 seconds demonstration that maybe we can play in the background, so you're literally 2 clicks away from accessing the data you need. Can we play the video? Here we go. You want to go on Ghana, you click on Ghana, you will load the national profile. Those are the 4 categories. You click on cooperation, and as you scroll, you will see all of the cooperation projects, including, you can see those marked as CBIL. Those are all the capacity building projects that are applicable to, in this case, Ghana. So, in addition to being able to easily access information on national cybersecurity policy and the entire ecosystem, you will also be able to search and filter information on capacity building projects by beneficiaries, by founders, etc. So this cooperation between UNIDIR and GFCE on that exchange really serves as a notable example and illustration of collaborative approaches to advance cyber capacity building in the spirit of the Accra Call, and in particular of Action 12 that calls for the use of existing platforms to better coordinate and deconflict cyber capacity building financing and actions. So visit cyberpolicyportal.org today. And if you don't know it already, familiarize yourself with all of its various functionalities and the wealth of content that is already available. And as of next week, enjoy the additional information on cyber capacity building projects that will be provided thanks to this wonderful new collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Powley. Now please welcome the Director of Digital Infrastructure, Skills and Empowerment from Smart Africa, Ms. Thelma Quay.
Good morning to you all, and thank you for having us. As mentioned, my name is Thelma. It's good to be back home, seeing so many familiar faces. So a bit about Smart Africa. It's a Pan-African organization headquartered in Kigali, Rwanda, and we have a membership of countries, 39 countries, and over 60 private sector members. Our focus is to support and accelerate the digital transformation of Africa into a single digital market. And we do this across 4 main pillars: connect, innovate, transform, and accelerate. Now, because I have only 3 minutes, I'm going to focus only on connect, in where we have the cybersecurity portfolio. Our approach is through a multi-stakeholder collaboration and together with stakeholders from the Africa Union, from the ITU, from GCFE, from UNECA, AfriCert, private sector members, we've developed a Pan-African blueprint on cybersecurity. Now, what does that mean? It's a framework that will guide our member states on what to do around cybersecurity. And it has three main focus areas: people, that is why we are here, building the skills and the talent pool; processes, which includes regional cooperation, harmonization of our legal and regulatory frameworks, and sharing best practices. And then the third focus area is on technologies, which focuses on setting up regional SOCs, CERTs, and critical infrastructure protection. In all this, we are aware that there are existing interventions around these, and we look to collaborate to be able to implement. Now, beyond the blueprint, what have we done again? We have set up a cybersecurity innovation center in Côte d'Ivoire, where we are looking to train 1,000 highly skilled cybersecurity talents to add to the pool. I have heard yesterday and today of the lack of cybersecurity talent in Africa, and we've moved on to the implementation stage of actually training these 1,000 youth in Côte d'Ivoire. And then I mentioned the need for collaboration, and last year we launched the first ever Africa Network of Cybersecurity Authorities in Kigali, Rwanda. And this week here in Ghana, we had the second meeting where we set up the bureau. And I'm glad to and excited to announce that Ghana got the leadership for this very, very instrumental platform under the leadership of Dr. Albert Nchibu-Esiaku, the DG of the Ghana Cybersecurity Authority, and the vice by Morocco, led by General Mustafa Rabai, the DG of the Moroccan Cybersecurity Authority. And so as I end, allow me to confirm our endorsement of the Accra Call and also request for more collaboration from all of you here. Thank you very much. I hope I stuck to time.
Yes, Thelma, you did. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your newest milestone. And now our last contributor is the Director of Marketing and Communication, NRDCS, Mrs. Civile.
Good morning, all. So I'm Živile from Lithuania, a country that is actually not that big in size, and not that we don't have that many people. Fun fact, actually, the size of our population is just slightly bigger than the size of the Accra city alone. Sorry, I forgot my height. Actually, Lithuania, not that long ago, was among the beneficiary countries because as a young democracy, we had to figure out a lot of things ourselves. But what we had is, and what we still have, is the ambition and the willingness and the eagerness to grow and to improve things. NRD Cybersecurity, so the private organization that I represent today, we work with various countries around the world. We help them to design and implement their national cybersecurity strategies and establish national and sectorial threats. And we work with more than 50 countries, so Bhutan, Bangladesh, the Bahamas, Egypt, and many more. And it's actually really great that the representatives of some of these countries are here in the conference, and they are actually telling their story to build the cyber resilience. And this is what Accra Call is for NRD cybersecurity. It's that demand-driven capacity building. So we are really happy to contribute, not only in showcasing our support, but actually by really doing the projects all around the world. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chivile. And our last speaker is from Ethiopia, a state minister, the Honorable Yeshurun Ade. Please go ahead, sir. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. So I will use only 2 and 50 something minutes. So I'm rushing. I'm honored to stand before you today on behalf of Ethiopian Ministry of Innovation and Technology at this momentous global conference on capacity building, cyber capacity building. On behalf of the Ethiopian government, I would like to extend our warmest greetings to all organizers and participants here. Ethiopia recognizes the critical importance of cybersecurity in today's interconnected world. In a rapidly digitizing era, cybersecurity is no longer an afterthought. It is an essential foundation for national security, economic prosperity, and social well-being. As we strive to build a secure and prosperous digital Ethiopia, cybersecurity is a key component of our strategic agenda. To foster our national digital transformation and emerge in the development of digital economy, we developed Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy. So we recognize that cybersecurity is a critical issue that requires a comprehensive approach, taking into account the national context and industry changes. We are committed to developing a comprehensive cybersecurity framework that protects our critical infrastructure, safeguards our citizens' data, and fosters a trusted digital environment. To this end, we have implemented several initiatives at enhancing cybersecurity in Ethiopia. Our such initiative is a National Information Security Policy, which was enacted in 2012 and now being under revision to align it with evolving threats and technologies, and then renamed this framework, this policy, to the National Cybersecurity Policy. Another significant development that we did is endorsing the Computer Crime Law, Electronic Signature Proclamation, and the Personal Data Protection Proclamation of Ethiopia, which has been endorsed by the Cabinet of Ministers. So we are currently constructing a PKI that will be operational by the first quarter of 2024. This will enable Ethiopia to own a root certificate authority, which is a crucial step towards enhancing cybersecurity in the country. We have also embarked on several initiatives aiming at developing human capital in cybersecurity. This includes establishing different institutions which work on capacity building that are ranging from talent development center to postgraduate programs in cybersecurity. In terms of organizational structure, Ethiopia has an agency called INSA, Information Network Security Administration, which was established 17 years ago, that oversees and regulates national cybersecurity issues. The National Security Council also plays a crucial role in guiding national cybersecurity issues alongside other security concerns. The establishment of a standalone AI Institute and also Emerging Technology Institute are also another huge milestones to deal with the challenges of emerging new technologies like generative AI and quantum computing. Ethiopia firmly believes in the power of cooperation and partnership in addressing cybersecurity challenges. We are actively engaged with the international partners, regional organizations, and industry stakeholders to share best practices, enhance cybersecurity capabilities, and foster a global culture of cybersecurity. We wholeheartedly endorse the principles and framework outlined in the Accra Call, which was signed yesterday. We believe this initiative represents a significant step forward in strengthening our strengthening cybersecurity concerns, cooperation, and build a more resilient digital world. Ethiopia commends the government of Ghana for taking the lead in organizing this important conference and for its unwavering commitment to cybersecurity. We also extend our appreciation to the government of Ghana, Ghana Ministry of Communication and Digitalization, the CSA, and the organizers of this conference for their dedication and hard work. This conference has been an invaluable opportunity for us to exchange views, gain knowledge, and explore new approaches to addressing cybersecurity challenges. We are grateful for the insights and perspectives shared by our fellow participants and experts. In conclusion, our country, Ethiopia, is committed to build a secure and resilient digital future. We believe that cybersecurity is essential for national security, economic prosperity, and social well-being. We are committed to work with partners to strengthen cybersecurity capabilities and foster a global culture of cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ade from Ethiopia. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been told that under a specific coffee cup outside, there is a red circle. If you find that red circle, the $1 million is yours, which means you need to leave this room very quickly to find that cup. In that advice that I'm giving you, essentially, you get it, right? You do need to move very quickly for the coffee break because we do have to turn the rooms around for our workshop. But just before you go, kindly remember that we still have the displays outside under the tent. Please take a look, endorse, buy, and take anything that, excuse me, sir, the $1 million doesn't exist. You can sit down. I'm just teasing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 45 minutes for our coffee break. Please network, engage. Also, please take a look at the tent, please, outside. And we'll see you back here in exactly 45 minutes. Thank you so much.